절반 정도 빼놓고 싸우네요. 아, 빨간불 계속 이어집니다. 이거 잡히면 2차까지 들어가는데요.
예, 적어도 일벌레를 한 타이밍 더 뽑아가지고 일꾼 비중이 좀 높다라는 불안감이 있는데 어떻게든 라인을 지금 밀어보려 하고 있는 정우정 선수.
한류. 와, 이 철 남은 병력이 좀 얼마 없는 신재근 선수예요.
네, 한류 갖고 지금
한류는 전부 다 정리. 제제.
모선에게 한번 터졌었기 때문에 광자가 충전. 여기 커블 한방 이걸로 끝내야 돼요. 정우정.
마무리 지어야 됩니다.
어떤 반지도 여기에 체제.
그러다 보니 정우정 선수는 들어갈 수밖에 없었거든요. 네, 지어지는 경중하게 들어가서 견제.
테란. 역장 좋고. 약간 빨랐어요. 약간 빨랐어요.
계속 때리고 있는 체제 경기 끝났습니다. 이번에는
그러면 암흑기사를 아무래도 신경을 덜 쓸 수밖에 없는 이런 상황이고 컨트롤 잘해야 돼요.
포스면서 들어옵니다.
이게 반전사고 있잖아요. 뜯어가지고 보내는 러시. 이런 거 한 번쯤 보여줘요.
정신이 와 있고요.
수비 아주 좋아요.
자, 고위기 싸우거든요.
코코 잡혔고 끝나요. 이거 못 들어가면은.
그래서 들어가야 되거든요. 서울대 이번 경기에 노렸습니다. 야, 신났어요. 네, 상황가는 발걸음. 위쯤 잡고 있습니다. 내려가는데요.
이걸 막는 게 문제예요.
모르겠니 어떻게 병인이 나와서
어떻게
위에 두드리고 있고요. 야, 이건 정리하고요.
프로토스 병력이 많아요. 체력도 깨고 막고 있어요. 안정적으로 막고 있다.
경기 끝났습니다. 자, 이번 경기 정윤정 선수.
Welcome back to GOMTV.net. Kason Artos is here, and we might be seeing the beginnings of a turnaround here from Maru. Maru actually, the last game, okay, yeah, it's a cheese, it's an all-in, say what you will. It worked. The whole point when you enter into a tournament like this is to win. Will he do it again?
Look, if he goes ahead and wins through all cheeses, then more power to him, because if you're good enough to cheese out Rain 4 times out of 7, I mean, you may as well be a champion, right? Like, if Cheese can do that well, like, why not? Gonna be hard, though.
This map might be the map he doesn't cheese on, though, because it's Star Station. Star Station, that suits Maru's playstyle. The 3rd and 4th base are very hard to secure, so you got to keep that in mind as well.
Yeah, it's so wide open in that area that Terran really can get a huge amount of surface area, which really can make things, especially like SCV pulls, like those huge all-in timings, very, very powerful. Yeah,
very true. Anything that's going to give you a straighter line to their base. So, yeah, you know, this, again, I don't predict Maru to win, but I am predicting him to be a lot more cheesy, a lot more aggressive. It seems like, especially from game number 1, if you play your standard Terran versus Protoss against Rain, you just lose.
Yeah, you can't just play him like it's a ladder game. It just won't work. He's the best at it. So, but again, if there's one map that you can do that on, it is this one. So,
yeah.
I don't know what Maru's going to have planned, though. You know, he's more comfortable with the cheeses overall, I think. He could go just for some crazy all-in.
This is a funny situation because he cheesed so hard against Innovation, and then he's finally here. You know what I mean? Like, and he's trying to play a standard game at the start of this best of 7, and it doesn't work. And he's like, you know, whatever. It makes 2 barracks in the middle of the map, and then that works. So, do you keep doing that? You know?
I actually would like nothing more than for him to go double proxy racks every single game from here. It would be very reminiscent of Marine King's first final against an ST. Where it's like Prime Terrans really know how to proxy racks.
We're going to go to an interview here with the team coaches, excuse me, with my cup, and see what their thoughts are going into this match.
선수들을 거치셨기 때문에 선수들의 마음을 누구보다도 더 잘 알고 계시는 바로 박예식 감독님과 이명환 감독님입니다.
네, 그럼 먼저 프라임 박예식 감독님과 이야기를 나눠보겠습니다. 조성주 선수가 데뷔 후 첫 결승전을 치르고 있는데요. 지금까지 조성주 선수의 경기를 어떻게 보고 계신가요?
지금 아무래도 조성주 선수가 어린 나이에 이렇게 큰 결승 무대를 밟다 보니까 첫 번째, 두 번째 경기 아직 경기력이 좀 좋지 못한 모습이 나왔는데 그래도 아직 세 번째 세트에서 또 이번에 1, 2세트는 이제 정유정 선수한테 이제 좀 읽히면서 플레이를 했다면은 이제 좀 역전의 전환의 발판을 마련했으니까 다음 경기 때부터는 아마 조성주 선수가 자신의 이제 본 모습을 보여주고 좋은 경기력으로 좋은 멋진 모습을 보여줄 거라고 생각합니다.
네, 알겠습니다.
All right, so Gerard, the manager and director of Team Prime, says, you know, first two games, this is a big stage for Maru at such a young age. So he might have been read a little bit like a book by Rain, but starting third game, it's time for revenge and to take back the whole set. 자, 그러면 최연소 로얄 로더라는 굉장한 타이틀을 향해서 지금 조성주 선수가 달리고 있는데요. 그리고 또한 새로운 옵티머스 프라임, 그런 타이틀도 이제 위해서 꿈꾸는 조성주 선수에게 응원의 한마디 부탁드리겠습니다.
어떻게 보면 조성주 선수가 저희 프라임 팀에서는 이정훈 선수보다도 오래된 선배예요. 가장 고참인데 나이는 가장 어리지만 또 이렇게 큰 결승 무대에 와줘서 고맙고 오늘 어쨌든 최선을 다해서 후회하지 않는 경기했으면 좋겠습니다. 성주 파이팅!
Alright, so Gerard says, you know, he might be young, but Maru is one of the veterans on Team Prime, and I'm just thankful that he's on such a grand stage, and I hope he does well fighting Maru.
네, SK텔레콤 T1의 임요한 감독님을 만나보겠습니다. 스타리그에서 로열 로더가 된 후 바로 그 다음 대회까지 우승을 하셨는데 스타리그 역사상 오직 한 명의 임요한 감독님뿐이 다음 대회에서까지 우승까지 또 하셨어요. 정윤종 선수가 오늘 그 기록에 도전하고 있습니다. 어떠세요? 감독님께서 지켜보는 그 소감은?
개인적으로는 제 기록이 깨지지 않았으면 좋겠지만 기록은 깨지라고 있는 거니까
네.
그것도 같은 팀 출신이 그 기록을 깨졌으면 좋겠고요. 정윤종 선수는 준비됐다고 생각합니다.
와.
And so Boxer from the director from SKT says, you know, sure, personally I wish my record wasn't broken, but records are there to be broken and surpassed, and if that's going to happen, I hope it's someone from the same team, and I know that Rain is prepared to take this title. 자, 그럼 정윤정 선수의 결승 경기 어떻게 보셨나요?
네, 사실 그 11-11 외에 이제 올인 모든 러시를 연습 되게 많이 했습니다. 근데 정윤정 선수가 좀 결승에 좀 흥행을 위해서 좀 한몸 헌신하는 것 같네요. 11-11을 충분히 막을 수 있는 그런 연습량을 갖고 왔는데 다음 번에는 안 당하기 위해서 좀 여기저기 많이 홀트라고 지시를 넣어놨으니까 다음에는 그런 거 안 당할 거고요. 1경기 상대 배째기 그리고 2경기 찌르기 이제 3경기에 이제 올인 그건 막았으면 거의 경기 끝났었는데 역시 조성수 선수 자력이 있긴 하네요.
And so Boxer says, you know, Rain actually prepared to defend against all these different types of rushes, you know, whether it's an 11-11, etc. And, you know, okay, he fell in game 3, but I reminded him, you need to scout out every little corner against Maru so you don't get taken back. And I do have to admit, Maru is definitely showing some good potential on this final stage. 자, 그러면 스타리그 2연속 우승의 대기록에 도전한 정윤정 선수에게 응원의 한마디 부탁드리겠습니다.
윤정아, 또 다른 옵티머스는 안 나온다. 오늘 또 다른 전설이 탄생하는데 이제 가을의 전설이라고 하긴 너무 더우니까 자, 여름의 전설 만들어 보자.
And Boxer says, today is a day for a new legend. It's not the legend of the fall because it's too hot, but why don't we create a legend of the summer fighting Rain?
네, 두 선수의 감독님들을 만나봤는데요. 4세트부터는 어떤 승부가 펼쳐지게 될지 정말 기대가 됩니다.
과연 어떤 선수가 옥션 올킬 스타리그의 챔피언이 될지 지금부터 계속되는 경기들로 놓치지 말고 함께 하시길 바랍니다.
네, 지금까지 바비프라임 이유라였고요.
저는 조한기였습니다. 감사합니다.
All right. Well, both coaches very confident there with the respective players.
Yeah, and it's cool to hear that Boxer, say that he sees a lot of potential in Maru and he's playing well. So
Yeah.
we'll see if Maru can come back.
Well, right now, Rain is coming off to me like the full package.
Yeah.
He's like the complete pro gamer. Where Maru's got a trick up his sleeve and he's got very good control. Excuse me, I got a little bit of a cough today. He's got very good control, but I don't know. I don't know if it's going to work in a best of 7 like this.
Well, especially if Rain is going to scout every little corner of the map, like
Right.
Boxer was saying. If he does that, then suddenly 11-11s are not going to be quite as good.
And it's important to note, guys, if your 11-11 barracks rush gets spotted and the probe just starts attacking the SCV before the Barracks can finish, I mean, it's pretty much impossible to win.
If you don't finish both racks, you're done.
Yeah. You're not like, oh, that's fine. You just like cancel it. Start making something home. It doesn't,
I have a lot of money now. You build a command center. It's like, no, that's not how that works.
So, I don't know. Again, our map is going to be Star Station. A fun map. We'll see, because there's been so much cheesing going on, if it's actually going to be a normal game or not. But if it is a normal game, again, very important to note that the third and the fourth base are very difficult to hold.
Yeah, the third and fourth is
the fourth
just
is like
so
impossible
much
to hold.
area.
Yeah.
Once you have, when you're taking the fourth base as Protoss, you basically have High Templars spread everywhere at that point, and that's going to be how you're going to try to hold that. But it's always going to be on the low ground, which makes it a little bit harder in certain ways. But we'll see if it actually gets to that point. I feel like this game is going to be decided by the time 3 bases are up.
Yeah, I think you're right. You know, in a fair game, maybe this is one of the maps that Maru could actually beat Rain on.
It is
He gets a good
definitely
engagement on that third base.
I would say that this one and Whirlwind are the two that he would have the best chance on. You know, both definitely have a lot of drop area. This one has the widest open third base. Whirlwind not quite as wide, but more drop area to go into.
Yeah,
so
the bigger thing with Whirlwind is simply the sheer size of the map, you know?
I would not mind him if we get that far to Whirlwind, like hiding a base there or something too.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, and I think you're definitely right on the base hiding, because it's been pretty effective before, and it's just, you know, it's one of those maps where it's so hard to scout everything because it is so big. Again, as you guys probably already noticed, it's a piggybacked broadcast here, a piggyback production, so we don't know when they're actually going to start the game, but when they do, we're ready to get this going.
Yeah, I'm ready. That's for sure. Looks like they're ready as well.
It's time for game number 4 here. It is 1-2 right now in favor of Rain. What does Maru have in store here? I think we can expect Rain to continue to play very safe, very conservative, even somewhat robotic.
You know what?
Maru is going to have a few more tricks up his sleeve if he wants to pull through with a win here and be the Royal Roader here today for the StarLeague Season 2 for WCS.
If Rain wanted to do a cheese, this wouldn't be a bad map for it, Tasis.
No, it would not be. A lot of people gathering around here today to see which out of these two Titans is going to be crowned a champion here, with Taste and Artosis casting the games here at GOMTV.net. In the bottom right starting location, we have our Terran player, Willie Cheese. This time we'll see. He is
Master Maru Prime.
his opponent over here in the upper left with conservative play. Will that bring him to a victory in the finals here? He is
Grandmaster SK Telecom T1 Rain.
It's time to see what does Maru have planned for Rain, and does Rain actually have any sort of plan for Maru?
Yeah, you know, it's always possible that Rain is just going to play the super reactive play style. So,
yeah, that's
never know what to expect.
Generally, what you're going to see out of Rain. As for Maru, yeah, it looks like he's not going to command center first. Looks like he's going to throw down a barracks.
He could just do the same kind of strategy with this that we saw in the last game, but with barracks in his main.
You know, that's a possibility.
Or
we could
one
see
barracks in his
something
main.
like, you know, because you don't normally see racks expand. It's just kind of like, why not just go command center first? But if he goes for racks expand, you can actually make it look like a racks expand and throw down a couple more racks when you get the probe out of the base. So we could see some sort of attack like that, but then you have to be careful, because then if they got a quick mothership core out and they get enough energy, suddenly that may not end up working. But no, he's grabbing a gas, so never mind.
So I guess none of that stuff's going to happen.
None of that stuff's going to happen.
So let's talk about, for a little bit here until this game picks up Artosis. So yesterday, I met up with you last night, but yesterday, bumped into a guy on the street who watches GSL just randomly. And he's like, oh, I love your stuff. And I'm like, oh, thanks, man. I'm actually, I got to go meet up with Dan, but thanks so much for watching my stuff.
He's like, who's that?
And then today, there's a gentleman in our studio here now. He looked exactly like you. I thought it was the same guy. So today after the first game, I awkwardly come up and I'm like, hey man, did you have a good night in Hongdae? And he's like, what? And then I'm like, I didn't see you yesterday. And he's like, no. And I'm like, oh, this is really weird, man. This is totally made this thing.
That was totally weird of him not to be the guy that you saw. Wasn't your
He's got a
fault.
doppelganger, wandering around Hongdae somewhere. So sorry about that confusion earlier. So we got, again, Rain just playing very safe here, very conservative.
Certainly. And Maru actually playing pretty safe and conservative as well. He might be going for a double repair. Nope, he's going right into factory from here. Not too surprised to see that. And that's going to be a kind of relatively quick, tech-heavy harass. The thing is, Rain is really good against moves like this because he normally always gets his all 3 gates, his robo, his mothership core, and normally defends quite well.
Yeah. I'm really surprised that Maru actually went with this. I'm really, really surprised.
Do you think it'll be Widowmines or Hellions?
I think it should be Hellions, but I think he's probably going to go Widowmines.
Okay.
What do you think?
I think he's actually. I think you're right. He's going to go Widowmines, but I'd like to see Hellion play.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be.
I think it's going to
easier
be
to make a mistake
Widowmines because he
against
hasn't used Widowmines yet, and I think he's kind of.
Yeah. He's
I
running
feel
through
like,
all his options.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. I feel like when I watch this, to me, Maru seems like somebody who has so many different ways to play the game, and they keep not working. He's like, well, I cheesed once, that worked, but then what about Widowmines? We haven't tried that yet. Maybe that's his Achilles heel.
Yeah, and this isn't like an all-in with it or anything like that.
No.
It's like reasonably quick. It's not too fast. And Rain has actually opted for Forge before his 2nd and 3rd gateways, and that actually is really nice against Widowmine type play. If you go Hellion type play against this, it's a little bit better. But against Widowmine, we may actually see Rain get a couple cannons up, one in each mineral line right away. And if he does that, this is... Maru's going to be in trouble, man. Like, he's not going to kill any probes.
Yeah. So it looks like Widowmine is about to pop out.
Ooh. And Rain actually gets +1 attack first. So this could mean that he's going to go Blink Stalker and Colossus.
Now, just so you guys, for those of you guys who are not avid StarCraft watchers, you normally see them get armor. And that's actually for the Zealots, because you need the Zealots to just soak up as much damage before they die, because everything else is going to deal damage. You know, with Marauders, it's not very often the Zealots actually get up there and even get any hits off.
Yeah.
But, so the fact that he's going for +1 attack here could mean a Blink Stalker timing. It could be that he wants to turtle so hard and just get Blink and actually Blink onto Medivacs as they attack into him. By the way, great observing. Just a quick side note, we do have the best observers in the business here at GOMTV, legend in heaven. So send them some love on Twitter, because they do a very good... This is not easy to do, to observe games like this.
Absolutely, man. Only the best for you guys watching here at GOMTV.
Those observers in ADBC.
Yeah. Now, look, he's already got a cannon up in the main. And so, watch this. See? Beautiful play here. Now, he is still going to go for this drop, but... Again, the odds of it doing much... Ooh, actually, that one Widowmine may pick up a couple rogue kills. Nope, never mind.
Nope.
And the other one, well, he damages the mothership core. I guess that's nice.
And that's why you got a 2 racks all in against Rain. There you go.
Yes, indeed. Now,
this whole series is just a parable about the guy who just didn't 2 racks every game.
You know,
that's a great StarCraft parable.
It could be.
But I want to play a real game, the boy said. He never became a champion.
He never did. You know, I do want to say I really do like this follow-up by Maru, because he went for the quick Widowmine, and the thing is, Rain has like perfect counters everything, so you almost know exactly what he's going to do based upon what you're going to do, because he's so reactive and always does these things. So with Maru here, he's actually gone directly into a 3rd command center and now into a Raven, and then into double eBay. I really, truly do like this, because he's being quite greedy, and with the Raven, this is going to do a few things. First off, he's going to gain a lot of energy, which is going to be good against the Stalkers eventually. You know, point defense drones can be nice in a battle. But I think more importantly, he's going to keep observers off his back.
Yeah, well said. So, again, Maru now entered into a very defensive position here. The supplies are dead even. Oh, did he actually see that medevac?
I didn't catch if he saw it or not.
Well, we'll see. Again, you know, ideally, the drops, when you're engaged in dropping somebody, you want to do more damage than what the drop costed.
Yes.
And so far, we have not seen that at all. And that's why the dropping can be a double-edged sword, because occasionally you just send medevac and an army in there, and actually it all dies and doesn't do anything, and that's like you're so behind then. So
yeah, very, very true.
That's why you never see a player, and think about this for you guys at home, you'll never see a player who goes for a drop opening every single time. It never, ever happens.
Yeah.
Because the moment you were doing that, they just prepare for it and kill it. So the drop builds or drop openings are something you have to incorporate. That you only use maybe like 1 out of every 5, or 3 games, something like that.
It's definitely something you have to be careful about. And, Maru, again, he hasn't really done a lot of damage with it, but he's being plenty greedy behind, so that's, I guess, the best part of this. Now, we'll have to see what he wants to do off of his quick 3 bases, because Rain, this guy actually just scouts everything, figures out, what you're doing, and has his counter planned. And, look at this. He took this super fast third. First off, he scouted the gas timing, knew it would be a factory after the command center, because that's what that gas timing means. Got the photon cannons up. In that case, if Maru had gone for Hellions, let's say, it would have been a lot better, but it wasn't the case, so he stopped all that. Then he sees that, my opponent's being greedy, well, I'll go and take my 3rd Nexus. And
right.
By the time this gets over there, he's going to have Thermal Lance done, he's going to have 3 Colossi, and just basically plenty of units. He's even got 70 probes already.
Well, he's moving out now. Now remember, Maru is very good tactically. He's very good at controlling the game in battles. So even though Rain should be okay, you never know. Let's see if he actually... Okay, he does. I was going to say, let's see if he scans. And I'm like, no, there's a Raven there. Excuse me. So he's moving out now. And that looks like that's going to push Maru back a little bit. Now, the 3rd base on this map is famous for being difficult to hold because it can be hit from so many angles. Mm-hmm. So this may be him Maru trying to get Rain out of position here.
Yeah, I think you're right, Tasteless. That's basically what he's doing. They're just going to walk around, see if they can find any holes in each other. Or, well, rather, that's what Maru's going to do, whereas Rain is going to posture back and forth, try to keep Maru off his back. And I don't think any real damage is going to come of any of this right now.
I don't even think a real engagement's going to happen here. I think he's probably going to back up. Ooh.
Whoa.
Sneaky.
Well,
that's some sneakery right there.
That is some Tom sneakery.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, Rain has 2 High Templars in his main base, waiting for this specifically.
He scans and sees that was close.
God, and there's an observer that saw that coming anyways. Rain
is so completely safe.
Yeah.
He's Skynet, man. He's Skynet.
Rain is...
And this is the one, not the one where the humans beat Skynet. No, man, you're not going to...
Oh, no, definitely
Humans
not.
were never going to beat Skynet to begin with. That was just silly.
Rain wears, knee pads when he goes for a walk, man. He's as safe as you can possibly get.
Yeah, man.
He's always got a mouthpiece and a cup on.
He drives a car with a helmet on.
Certainly.
Yeah.
He doesn't drive. No, he doesn't drive a car. He only takes public transportation. It's much safer.
And he wears a helmet when he does that,
yeah,
too.
Oh, absolutely.
Wearing a helmet riding on the back of the bus. You kidding me? This guy's not going to die at anything.
No. Certainly not. Invincible,
wow.
Some may say.
Wow, yeah.
Well.
So he's engaging now. He's chasing him back, right? And, yeah, I mean, he's doing...
He has a lot of Sidestorm. He has 4 Colossus. This is very much like what we saw from Rain on Aklon, just a slightly different opening from him. But basically, we're at the same place that we were before. He is slightly down in supply, so he does have to be careful with his push. But look at that High Templar spread.
That is beautiful.
Yes, it certainly is.
I don't even know if we're actually going to see Rain engage. He could.
I think he's.
And he actually is. Excuse me. I thought he was going to just defend. Now with this factor here, you got to be careful. You can see the Stalkers want to default attack that before the army, which is just annoying.
Yeah, he's going to be able to kill that off.
He's actually, Maru should have reacted faster there. That actually makes his attack a lot more doable here.
Yeah. I love, by the way, that Maru put up a sensor tower so you can see this incoming. And here we go. He is moving forward. The Psystorm's coming up right now. And, ooh, does get a nice feedback off. Some EMPs do go down as well, but some decent storms. And he's kind of using, it's not exactly the same, but it's very, very close to the way Myung-Sik likes to play PvT, where you leave a bunch of High Templars behind, you bring them in a few at a time and whittle down the Terran.
Now, this Warp Prison will be taken up, but not before these Zealots get warped in right now. And we have now another engagement over here at the 3rd base.
Oh, well, he's got to be careful on this. Some point defense drones doing a good job. The High Templars are up there, but they are clumped up right now.
And very nice blink there. Getting a few of these Vikings. And I love this, even making cannons back here.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's going to help zone out the ghost. Keep
This is going to be a beautiful pin here.
Yeah.
I don't think there's going to be much that Maru's going to be able to do against this.
Well, he's fortifying that position so that he'll always have his warpins. This is like basically a never-ending push. Like Maru has to deal with this. He can't even counterattack because otherwise Rain just walks in and kills him.
Nice storms here, but the Colossi are taking a lot of damage and one goes down.
Yeah, there's some very good EMPs in there. Not much shields on anything. Some storms go down, but Maru may actually have enough here to push him back.
Yeah, right, he is pushing the army back here. 135 supply to 175. Oh my god.
Yeah, he's actually breaking right through, and Maru has a gigantic supply lead.
Wow. I can't believe that. You know, it seemed like the Templars were just too far away from the rest of the army, which had Rain running for a while.
Yeah, you always have to have a couple of them with your army to help blanket storm so things can't chase you so well. But, you know, in this case, Maru got off some amazing EMPs, and I don't think that Rain is actually going to hold on here. I think Maru is going to run him over. And this was a pretty darn standard game, Taste. Nothing cheesy here, really.
No, it's completely safe, and it looks like he should win this now. He's going to completely wipe out this base. I love taking out that pylon first so there's no additional warpins there. Now blanketing EMPs, some snipes as well here. And if you can see on the minimap this parade of yellow Terran units moving up on the map, I think we should see GG pretty soon here.
Yeah, he doesn't have enough economy. He doesn't have enough gateways to even make the units to stop this. Great micro from Maru, and you know, Rain's just going to have to GG from here pretty soon. Like, he might stay in the game because he has 3 bases, and with a few good storms you can come back, but losing this 4th while Maru has his 4th up and running is basically a death blow.
Yeah, he's pushing forward now. There's enough Vikings, though, it looks like. And look at this is what I'm talking about with Maru. Look at that great control there of that army. And Maru is actually going to end up evening this out 2-2.
It looks like it, but you know, Rain, he's not leaving quite yet. He loses all these expensive units. He's gonna have to.
Yeah, he's just slowly pushing forward. And this actually changes everything, this game right here, because this proves to us that Maru can win in a standard game against Rain, which is a really big deal, which means Maru still has a shot at becoming a champion here tonight.
He certainly does. We were talking about it, Tasteless. He needed to go 2-2 in the first 4 maps. And there you go.
Yeah.
And he did it. First 4 maps are done. Maru went 2-2. He has a chance to win this series. Really?
Wow. Wow. You can see a lot of the Maru fans out here. I believe that might be his family there in the front. Very happy for him.
Could be.
Wow. 2-2. Things are changing.
They certainly are. And he played a pretty magnificent game there. You know, he was solid the entire time. Rain's push. Was it a bit too early? Was he a bit too clumped? Did he not have enough High Templars? These are things that Rain is going to have to go over in his mind, because up to that point where Maru EMP'd everything, had the great surface area and pushed forward, everything was going fantastically for Rain. You know, maybe this is a map where you're not supposed to go in for that attack because they can get that surface area.
Here we see the Prime team swarming into the booth to give him some support, saying, "Hey man, you're doing it. Don't give up now. You know, it's evened out." And the map we're going to be going on, by the way, is going to be Newkirk Precinct. And there seems to be a little bit of a change here with the atmosphere over there in Rain's booth as well. I think everybody, including Rain, in that last game was like, that was not supposed to happen.
No, Rain
that
got
was
to where he wanted to be. 4 bases, basically had every upgrade that he needed, other than, you know, still working on Forge upgrades. But when Rain gets into a position like that, it's quite rare that we see him lose. So I think that may have actually shaken him a bit.
Yeah.
But you know what? We'll see. This next map, Newkirk Precinct, it's definitely a very droppable map. We should be seeing a lot of drops out of Maru, which means that Rain's going to have to stay on top of his drop defense.
We also could see a proxy on this map. It's a one-on-one map.
That is definitely a possibility. Hopefully not that proxy that we saw before on this map, where like the scout just saw it.
Oh yeah, what was that? Who was that?
I can't remember now.
So the worst proxy ever. He's like, I hope he just doesn't
Bong?
Bong?
No. Like the Terran player, Bong from CJ.
You sure that was him?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, we saw a terrible. Yeah. We saw a terrible.
Byung. That's it.
Byung. I was like, I've never cast anybody named Bong. I'm like,
yeah. No, Byung.
Is this a term you did that I wasn't there? So yeah, I mean, anyways, we could see a proxy. Then again, that could be expected, and so Rain might just scout everywhere around his base. We'll see.
The way that Rain has been playing, I was coming in today. I really thought that he'd probably mix in an Oracle build. If he's going to, I think it should be on this map.
Yeah.
Or possibly on Whirlwind, one of those two. But the way he's been playing are all things I've seen exactly from him before. So there's nothing new here, no new surprises. It looks like he's just been practicing, refining his normal standard play.
Yeah.
Which is not a bad way to go about things, but that makes me think, we may not see him actually mix in anything different, which means Maru may have like the full, these are the things Rain is capable of book in front of him.
Yeah. Let's talk about that last game for just a little bit here. In that last battle, for me, when I was watching, it looked like the Templars were just too far away from the Colossus Stalker Zealot army, so that when he was running away, I think there was one Colossus picked off and a second one badly bruised. Plus, the Concave was so much better for Maru.
The EMPs were insanity as well. That
that's
really
true.
Struck me because that's why he first pulled back. Because good EMPs hit, and Maru had so much surface area to work with there. When normally, for instance, this style where you keep the pylon back, a couple cannons, put High Templars there. I want to say Myungsik is the first person I've seen do it, and he did it on much thinner maps like Neoplanet S.
Yeah.
So maybe that isn't the right place to attack there. Like, for instance, if he had set up that pylon above the 4th base of Maru on Star Station, where it's very small, very thin, and he's coming from high ground onto low to attack it, I think he breaks it easily. But right there, it's like the rallies come out, and Maru's in like a preformed arc. He's not directly attacking any base, so there's no clock on Maru, really.
Yeah.
Right? There's the clock of Rain trying to whittle him down, but I think Rain actually just kind of chose the wrong location for that.
I got to agree. I thought he had that game for sure when he got the position outside of Maru's base, but I don't know. I think what he should have done is actually just hit that the newest base of Maru's, which is undefended.
Yeah.
He was warping Zealots into the main. You don't even need to do that. Just warp them over there at that expansion.
And actually, I would have liked to see the Mothership Core with it as well, to be honest.
Yeah.
Time Warp is pretty sexy.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it really helps in situations like that. Like, Terran can't stim and run
Time
into
Warp's
a Time
a great
Warp.
ability because Terrans can kite so much.
It's like a super force field.
Yeah, it is in a way. And it allows your Zealots to actually get in there and do a lot of damage. And Zealots attack very fast. They do a lot of damage, when they're not being kited. So we have both players in the game. I don't know what we're waiting for exactly, but...
Well, hopefully we get that started pretty soon here.
Yeah, I would like that.
So, tied up 2-2. Well, I guess your prediction's wrong, Tasis. You did say a 4-1 for Rain.
That's true.
And then you were...
Call it the Tasteless Curse.
Call it what you want. Obviously, yes.
What do you think now? You think Maru's going to win this game? A Newkirk? I'm still going with Rain.
Yeah, I'm going with Rain, but it's definitely a map that an upset can happen on. You're out of position one time with all that airspace. There can be a huge drop that comes in. So there's a possibility for Maru here. Yeah. And if he can take this, being up 3-2, and then you're still going to have Whirlwind a little bit later on and whatnot, this is not the worst place you could be in.
Yeah. All right, it looks like it's just about time.
Maru licking his lips.
Yeah, man.
Oh, Rain just gave his lips a little lick, too.
The reptilians. It's one of the ways you could tell, man.
Yes.
So we got the game now loading up. It is 2-2. Things have changed very quickly here as we are now dead even right now. Going onto the map, Newkirk Precinct. And by the end of tonight, we will have crowned a champion here. A champion of the WCS Korea Season 2 Star League. Here at GOMTV.net.